Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Wednesday edition of the Morning Buzz. I'm your host, Carly Campbell. It is Wednesday, my dudes.
And I am your co host, Sabrina Heisick, and it is officially 2 more days until Halloween, also known as the spookiest night of the year.
Well,
And I'm excited.
I'm excited as well. I'm dressed in costume. I don't know if you guys can see this. You'll probably see this either on the Facebook page or on YouTube, but I'm dressed up like Stevie Nicks.
I love it, Carly. I really do. I can't believe when you came on, our producer Amanda thought you were a witch. Like, how rude.
Come on, Amanda.
Like, you're clearly Stevie Nicks.
She goes for the whole witchy vibe, but she's not a witch.
Yeah. I just think you needed a microphone, and maybe, like, if you sang a little bit, you want to sing
No,
for
I'm not
Carly?
gonna sing. No,
Carly, you're Stevie Nicks.
I'm Stevie Nicks.
If you want to play the part right, you gotta go all out.
I don't sing. I was gonna bring my tambourine in, but I'm gonna turn my volume up so that way you guys can hear me properly. Hang on.
Lewis,
There
you were
we go.
setting up
Can you
your
hear me?
microphone, and I was like, "Oh, are you gonna sing?"
No, I'm not. I'm not. Oh my god,
No,
no.
no, no, no. I can sing.
Good.
Okay,
Da-na-na,
Carly, you just gotta get Lewis the wig.
Okay, Lewis here.
da-na-na, da-na-na-na.
Here you go, Lewis. Here's your wig.
Oh, thank you. Now I finally have hair.
Lewis, wait, which song was that even? Like,
You don't know that song? The
It's
organ.
the Halloween thing.
oh, I thought he was gonna sing a
Da-na-na,
Stevie Nicks song. Oh, big fan.
Hang on, let me just put my wig down for a sec so I can just put my wig cap on.
We're having a wardrobe malfunction over here.
Yeah, I mean, I took off my wig for a joke, and now I got to put it back on. But you know what? While I'm doing that, Lewis, can we get the newscast for today?
I would love to give you the newscast for today, Carly. You
Good, give
ready?
it to us.
I'm
Come on.
giving it to you.
Come on.
Good morning everyone from 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This is your news broadcaster Louis Bianzalillo here with news from across the state. According to NJ.com, Angelo J. DiCarlo, a Bergen County volunteer firefighter, has been accused of downloading child pornography and distributing it to other individuals. DiCarlo is charged with possession and distribution of child pornography and promoting obscenity to a minor. In addition to being a volunteer firefighter, DiCarlo sits on the board of planning for Bergen County. According to Patch.com, Cuban Pete's, a popular eatery in Montclair, has been shut down by the state for violating social distancing guidelines within the restaurant by filling it to its original 100% capacity, as opposed to the maximum capacity of 25% right now, as per Governor Murphy's executive order. This is not the first time that Cuban Pete's has violated orders in the past few months. On August 23rd, police said that they found about 15 people eating at several tables inside the restaurant, which violated the then ban on indoor dining at the time. And on August 7th, police found occupied outdoor tables without proper social distancing, as well as people eating indoors. In weather, it's 49 degrees here in Montclair with a high of 63 later today, with spotted showers overnight. Tomorrow, it will be raining all day until Friday afternoon. For the spookiest night of the year on Halloween, there will be clear skies for all of your holiday festivities. Reporting for 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, this is Louis Bianzalillo. Have a spooktacular day.
Thanks, Lewis. Now it's time for our sports cast, a 2-minute warning with Campbell Donovan. Take it away, Campbell.
Thank you, Carly, here on 90.3 WMC, Upper Montclair, the voice of Montclair State University. Time now for the 2-minute warning. Last night, for the first time in 32 years, the Los Angeles Dodgers are your World Series champions by defeating the highly contested Tampa Bay Rays by a score of 3-1. And boy, was it a good game. Blake Snow was taken out in the 70 pitches, and then it all broke loose for the Dodgers there. Mookie Betts hits a home run in the next following inning to put the dagger in for the Dodgers. Julio Arias comes in, shuts the door, and the Dodgers are world champions. But here's another story for all of you. Justin Turner was taken out of the game. The star third baseman, formerly of the New York Mets back in the day, was tested positive for the coronavirus, and he ignored isolation and he said, "What the heck? I'm gonna go out there and be with my teammates." He ignored everything. You see a picture of him kissing his wife, taking a picture with his whole team, not social distancing at all. It sparked an outrage on Twitter and stuff. And of course, Dodger players and staff were aware of what happened. They made an announcement from Kevin Burkhardt on Fox Sports right after the World Series that just ended, and it just sparked controversy. And moving on to some MLS action, NYCFC will take on Toronto FC today, and the Red Bulls will take on New England Revolution. For all you Champions League fans, Juventus will take on Barcelona. Chelsea will be in action. Man United will be in action. And, of course, Borussia Dortmund of Bundesliga will be in action. That's all today for the 2-minute warning here on 90.3 WFC Upper Montclair. Carly, I will throw it back to you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. All right. I can't believe, Lewis, I just wanted to say, I thought it was like snowing on like Friday.
As of right now, there's still rain in the forecast as opposed to snow. However, I'm sure that could change at any time. If right now, I actually looked into that last night. It seems like it might be a wintry mix, but right now they're forecasting rain.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was like, it's right on the edge because, like, in my town, it went from rain to snow and now back to rain.
I'll have to check because like the last time I looked, it was like late.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very chilly, spooky Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wear a coat.
Just be careful if you're driving anywhere on Friday because nothing's worse than when you're driving in the snow or like the hail or the rain and hail and snow. So
I thought Halloween was Saturday.
No, it is on Saturday, but Friday, a lot of people are going to start celebrating Halloween possibly on Friday.
Yeah, and we should also definitely be careful on Saturday because one thing that's worse than driving around in hail and snow is driving around with a bunch of trick-or-treaters that are dressed all in black.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say driving around in ice because it could freeze overnight too. But yeah, you got the ice, you got the trick-or-treaters. You don't want to, you got to be careful there. All right, guys, but moving on to our first story, which was actually brought up by our newscaster, Lewis, but Cuban Pete's is closed. I am very shocked about this information. Lewis, you literally stole all the information I was going to give out on your newscast. But actually, so for me, Cuban Pete's is known not only for its delicious food, but also its beautiful ambiance and just good feeling that it always brought to me whenever I went there. But yeah, residents stated that they would repeatedly see the restaurant packed, and the owner was charged numerous times with having too many people inside, and now they are shut down. And I am really shocked to hear this information, especially because I was just downtown. I was in downtown Montclair like 2 weeks ago, and like I walked past Cuban Pete's and I actually went inside to go there. And it turned out they had too many people, and they were like, it's a 45-minute wait, and it was pretty packed in there. But I was just like, I don't know, I'm kind of sad because I really like Cuban Pete's, their food. Like, I don't have a lot of Cuban food. I think that's the only Cuban food I've ever had, if I'm being completely honest, but it was just so good the few times I went there. So I'm a little bummed that they're shut down, but they gotta follow protocols, and
Of course they do, but that doesn't, like, just because the food's delicious doesn't give them a pass for breaking the law numerous times.
Yeah, clearly not. That's not what I was saying at all, just to be clear.
I know. It just, personally, I haven't been to Cuban Pete's. I've walked by it a lot of times, and I certainly won't be going there after, like, them just shirking the protocols. I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea for anyone to, like, skirt around, like, these laws, especially if you're a restaurant like Cuban Pete's that's very popular with people. I don't know. Maybe it's because, like, I've been to Montclair, like, downtown Montclair a couple times, like, in the past few days or so, but, like, every single restaurant that I've seen is, like, outdoor dining primarily. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
There was also some other allegations about Cuban Pete's earlier in the year that have nothing to do with social distancing and everything to do with racism. and these are accusations. There is nothing formally filed in court or anything, but there are many people that are saying they have overheard the owner say that they should serve everybody first and then black people because
Oh my god.
because according to the owner and what these false accusations say, they said that the owner said that black people do not tip, so therefore they should not get as much.
What? Oh my no, I'm never eating there now. I'm not going to eat there.
It is important to note that these are still accusations and nothing has been formally filed.
Yeah, that's such a tough situation because as someone who's been there and like I've been to like a lot of downtown Montclair places, and up until 30 seconds ago, I was like, this is my Cuban Pizza is like my favorite place to go to because I love their food. So you telling me this, Lewis, really puts me, obviously it doesn't make me want to support this business anymore, but it makes me feel very disappointed because their fish, their coconut rice, like it's just so good, and I'm just now sad to hear this very disturbing information about them. Have you been to Cuban Pete's before, Lewis?
Yeah, I have, and to be honest with you, it's also one of my favorite restaurants in Montclair, but I don't really care for the food. Like the food's fine. I just like the outdoor atmosphere. Like they started outdoor dining before it was cool.
Yeah.
But now it is upsetting to hear all of this.
Yeah, no, they have for those of you who don't know, Cuban Pete's has like an indoor section, but it also has this beautiful outdoor section with this nice ambiance and like lights hanging and like just it gives you like a good feel. Like you wouldn't think that you're in like a little downtown when you go to eat outside at Cuban Pete's. And I that's why it always stood out to me because I had that it was different than the other typical downtown places in Montclair that were just like sectioned off in the street where they would just have their tables. Like this had a whole like vibe that came along with it that I really enjoyed. But
it kind of feels like you're walking into Epcot into one of their World Showcase pavilions.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, no, I kind of agree.
Like
yeah.
I've walked by it. I haven't been there, but like I don't know. Just because it like looks good, I don't think that it doesn't. I don't know. I have a lot of feelings about this. Is it closed permanently or is it like?
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
As of right now, it is locked down by court order. However, that doesn't mean that it will be closed permanently.
I know the owner is going to court, so I guess it depends on what the verdict is and what happens. But speaking of downtown, guys, like, what's your favorite downtown restaurant?
I don't really have a favorite because I haven't been to all of them yet. But there's just like a little
like the ones that you've been to.
There's a deli with $2 pizza that had pretty good pizza.
Okay.
That's everyone's gonna be like, oh wow, I like this establishment. They serve bread and like I don't know, fancy thing. But like me, I
bread. Okay.
I don't know. I haven't been to the other restaurants, but they're expensive and I'm cheap. I like $2 pizza.
Okay, that's fair. So we got the affordable option, which is the deli that Carly's talking about. What about you guys?
I'll say that. Oh, sorry. I'll say this. I went to Cuban Pete's like about a month or two ago, and I try to say it's good food, and the place is just spectacular, and you were absolutely right on this. There were a lot of people in the establishment at where the night I went. It was so packed, and I tried to go to the bathroom, and like I just like felt like a little uncomfortable, like not because there was too many people there, and it's like so like the weirdest thing. And but to go back on the the restaurant thing, I think you always got to go like for the casual lunch spots. So whenever you're on Watchung Avenue, you always got to go to the Watchung Deli. Like, and for breakfast or a lunch kind of spot, it's like one of the coolest secret places like in all of like Montclair, because like it's not in downtown. It's like kind of like in like the main drag area when you get off of like that Nutley Montclair exit, and then like it just like whizzle through all like the side streets from Glen Ridge and Bloomfield and whatnot. But like I always love going to the deli because it's just like one of those cool spots. So yeah.
But Campbell, out of the restaurants in the downtown Montclair area, would you say Cuban Pizza is your favorite or?
Yeah, because it's kind of like the only like restaurant I went like in downtown.
Okay,
Cause
that's
like
fair.
I haven't like been anywhere else in downtown because I'm never usually like going downtown. I'm always like in like either like near like Watron Ave or like all those like side streets or whatnot, like Valley Road. If I would go to Valley Road, I go all the way down to Enzo's Pizza and get Enzo's Pizza and Valley Road, and then right next to that Enzo's 2 stores away is Cars, and then when it goes to Cars at night, and all the college students, of course, yeah, I'll go to Cars when they have those nights. So yeah.
Okay, fair, fair. What about you, Lewis?
So it was Cuban Pete's. And now, since I haven't been to many, the next option is Dunkin' Donuts.
That's your answer, Lewis. There's
my-
all these like
I haven't
delicious
been anywhere
restaurants.
else. I don't.
Okay. I guess that's fair. That's fair.
Wait, hold up. So I brought up a deli, like not like it was like a deli that had like all these weird things, and you bring up Dunkin' Donuts. Talk about regional cuisine, there, Lewis.
Yeah, it really is fantastic. The big and toasted, delicious.
I have to say though, I really do appreciate Dunkin' Donuts. So I do somewhat agree with you there.
And also, you have to remember, Dunkin' Donuts that's not on campus is 20 times better than Dunkin' Donuts on campus. It's the same exact food. I don't know what these staff members do here on
It's
campus.
cheaper. That's why.
So
Like,
much
it's not
cheaper.
more
You can't even
expensive here.
compare.
It's more expensive here, and it tastes like utter trash. Like,
Wow, okay.
Thanks.
Well, I mean, I have to say, like, sometimes, like, you know, when you're desperate for something, like, I feel like the Dunkin' here, like, or at least in Blanton, because that's one I went to a lot last year, it was like, it was never outstanding, but sometimes it hit the spot. You know, like when you really needed a coffee, it was there. You got to give it that much. Like, it was always there, even though it wasn't like amazing. But going to answer my own question, so I'm like Lewis, you know, Cuban Pizza was my favorite, but now it's sadly not my favorite anymore because of all these bad things that have been going on. But I actually have been to many downtown Montclair restaurants, such as like Vanilla More and like Thai cuisine and like Empanada or Nada, Sweet Kitchen. I think they are
empanada or
all
what?
what
Empanada or what?
or Nada.
Say that whole thing again.
Empanada or Nada.
That is now my favorite restaurant because of the name.
They literally just sell empanadas, like a bunch of different flavors.
Oh, or nada, or nothing. So empanadas or nothing.
Nada. Yeah.
That is incredibly clever.
Isn't that so funny? No, that one's so cute because whenever you drive past it, like you see like the little empanada like on the wall and like it just looks so cute. But yeah, no, I've been to like a bunch of places downtown Montclair. I have to say, so I guess Cuban Pizza isn't my favorite anymore, and that really throws me off because now I don't know which one to say. But I'm probably gonna go with Vanilla More because they have really really good desserts. They're like, okay, it's expensive, guys, but like it's a well worth investment because they give you like these delicious desserts that like you would never think of like on your own. And they have like they give you like hot chocolate too, and like there's like a variety of flavors, and you get to put the little pieces of chocolate in the warm milk, and they give you a tiny whisk, and you like mix it together, and then it like, you know, obviously changes into like the hot chocolate of your choice. So like there's white hot chocolate, Nutella hot chocolate, regular hot chocolate, and it's just such an experience that I personally love.
I just remembered besides the deli, there's like a restaurant called Raymond's or something like that. Like I went there and they gave me a marshmallow about the size of like my phone.
That's
Like it
big.
was like a homemade marshmallow kind of thing. It was delicious. Everything I had there was pretty good. Like I went there for like a family brunch, and it was great to have a like family brunch.
True. And the great thing about Montclair is that there's so many options. Like, even if you're not in the mood for Cuban Pete's, there's like 20 different other types of restaurants downtown, and they're only a walking distance away. So that's what I love about it. And one of my goals before I graduate is that, like, I want to go to every single restaurant,
Really?
part of my bucket list. Yeah.
Every single restaurant,
Like, no, in downtown Montclair, not
I
on
was
the
gonna
world.
say, I hate to bring this up to you, but I do not think you're going to reach that goal.
Louis, why are you crushing my dreams?
Well, no, now
Let
that I
me
know
live my life.
now that I know the dreams, it's a realistic dream. But before you
So
said every
difficult.
single restaurant, and I don't know if that's feasible. I don't want you to be heartbroken.
Oh, it's trying to break my heart. All right. Well, Carly, why don't you tell us about this haunted house that we were looking into?
Yeah, so there's this festive display that's been ordered to be taken down in Hawthorne. So resident Antonio Rodriguez had decorated his entire front lawn with 90 zombie statues alone. And it was like 148 total. Saturday night, it had to be dismantled on order of the Hawthorne police, citing that visitors would have been ticketed and his lawn caused serious traffic in the area. And according to Rodriguez, it's attracted national attention. He mentioned people from Vermont coming down to see just this display. Rodriguez was known for dressing up in costume and like pretending to be one of the statues to jump out and scare like onlookers. This is like in 15 years of him doing this. This is the first time that this happened. And a night of darkness was held on Sunday after this like order was given to show respect to this display. Like, for example, some lawns had turned off their fog machines and their like lights. A drive-by was held on Monday, and even the mayor of Hawthorne, Richard Goldberg, mourned it by saying, "quote I used to enjoy driving past it." Did you guys have displays in your town? Because I remember when I lived in Bergen County, there was this block of houses in Hackensack that had all these insane decorations. One of the houses I remember had Charlie and the Chocolate Factory decorations that would go in the trees. And it was like not Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. There's a distinction. And they had like Disney characters through all these different aspects. Just was it just my town, or did you guys see anything like that in your hometowns?
Before we get back to that, Carly, I didn't want to cut you off while you were talking, but I wanted to share my screen and show our audience some pictures of this house that that you're talking about. So they had all these scary creatures outside of their house. And I mean, look at all those, like, can you count how many ghouls and like monsters these are? Like, it's like, would you say 50?
I can't even count.
Like,
A
there's
lot.
so many. Like, I can't imagine as a little kid walking past this house and like not having a heart attack. Because as someone who was like very terrified of monsters growing up, the idea of seeing something like this is just mortifying.
So after looking at that picture and seeing the size of the display and the not so big size of the house, where are they fitting all these things? Because like if you put
There's
all
some on the
these
roof.
zombies together, oh, they keep them on the roof all year.
What?
Yeah, obviously. Carly.
No, I saw like some skeletons on the roof.
He was asking where does he put all them
Where do
because
they
there's
put
so
the
many of
11
them.
months?
That's a good question. I
Because
mean,
that house wasn't like a mansion or anything.
Maybe in the basement. No, there could be like a separate house that he keeps them in, or like with some of his family, or
Probably storage.
yeah, most likely storage. But like, imagine just like getting a U-Haul and just like, you're like, you pay someone to help unload the truck, and all of a sudden you open it and just like,
A bunch of undead bodies.
yeah, jeez. There's like if I recall correctly, in like I don't know if it's technically Clifton because like it's on the weird border where like
Oh, I was just
Little
gonna.
Falls.
I got you. I could tell you exactly where it is.
Okay, it's like a house with skeletons and it's decorated with skeletons year round. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep,
Yeah.
on Grove Street and Robin Hood Road, and yes, it's in Clifton.
I never understood that house because it's interesting because it's like all year round.
So I really love that house, first of all. And they've had some issues too this Halloween. So usually it gains large crowds, and this year it did as well. And the problem with this year is large crowds are kind of prohibited. So what police had to do was the entire neighborhood, no parking on the street. Like you have to walk at least a mile, maybe a mile and a half before you can park close to that house. So if you want to see this house, you either better be doing a drive-by or you better be prepared to walk.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess you could drive really, really slow, but even that is like kind of a safety hazard when you're thinking about.
I did it.
You did it. Well, I mean, you're an expert driver, Lewis, so obviously you could do anything.
I could do anything.
You could do anything.
Anything I want.
All right, now don't get ahead of yourself here, okay?
Now the host. Hi, I'm Louis Biontalillo of the Buzz.
Honestly, sure. You could get up next
Okay.
week super early on Wednesday and you could host the show. And
Yeah,
I
you
could
can
go
come
to
into the
sleep.
studio at like 7 and like get everything set up. Yeah, sure, Lewis.
You
And
know
then-
what? On second thought,
Yeah, there we go.
I have plans.
Your
Mhm.
plans.
I'm hanging out with Rocky the Red Hawk.
Wow.
Hey, that's my bird.
That's my bird.
He
All
is
right,
my
well-
bird.
I love that. All right, more about this house though. So like, Campbell, what do you think of this?
I think it's so cool, but like you said, as a kid, I was so petrified at these houses. Like I would refuse to walk by. Like I would refuse to like go get candy from this house. And like
Imagine
just,
like your mom just being like, "All right, Campbell, come on, let's take a picture," and like all of a sudden, like you didn't notice the guy, like the one of the statues is moving.
Oh yeah, because he like hides within
Yeah,
the
he hides.
statues and like dresses up. That's creepy.
I was so mortified as a kid.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, me too. I would be the exact same way. But it's so exciting that, Halloween's coming up so soon now, and this house is definitely prepared for that. Obviously I know you guys aren't going trick-or-treating or anything, but
Yeah, I'm not.
or maybe Lewis is.
Lewis, really?
I would love to. I really would.
You should. I mean, nothing's stopping you.
I am so excited to be a father one day and drag my kids around in a wagon.
In a wagon.
Yeah.
Are you gonna spoil them that much?
Well, I was
Wow.
spoiled that much, so I feel like it's important that you have to pay it forward.
Oh no one was as spoiled as those kids whose parents would drive them from house
Oh
to
my
house.
god, yeah.
That's the thing.
Yes.
Okay, when they used to drag me in a wagon, it's because I wasn't even one yet.
Okay.
No, but there are kids whose parents usually like in Randolph, the town I live in, people would literally drive their kids from house to house and they'd be like right next to each other. Like just
Really?
driving like 10 feet
Serious?
apart just to get to that second house. And I'd be like, what is this?
Wow.
Some kids are such wimps nowadays. Like I would tell my kid, like, what, you think I'm gonna drive
Back
you
in my
around?
day,
Like,
we
no.
used our legs.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what the worst thing is about trick-or-treating? And
What?
if you're listening and you are a homeowner and you do this, just know that there's a lot of people that are upset with you on Halloween. And these kids, they put in work to get this candy. Like they're walking and they got dressed up for you. They're putting on a show for you. They're walking from house to house, and you give them one piece of candy, and then it's
You
one
gotta
piece.
make it so everyone.
Okay, Lewis, not for
Hold on,
nothing,
hold
but
on,
you're
hold
sounding
on,
a little
hold on.
greedy here, okay?
It's one piece of candy, and then that one piece of candy is an almond joy.
And
like,
Almond joys are good.
I can't even eat almond joys. I'm allergic.
Okay, well, being allergic is different. Wow, Lewis, I'm sorry, but you sound really picky and kind
Carly.
of greedy here.
Carly, just know you are lucky that you cannot have almond joys.
No, they're so good. Why do you?
They're
why do you
bad. They're awful.
What? I don't know what an almond joy tastes like, so I can't even.
It tastes like coconut covered in chocolate with a cute little almond on top.
Okay.
No, you know what's the worst candy? Twizzlers. Those candies literally don't have any taste. They're just like slightly like flavored rubber.
You've obviously never had the flavored Twizzlers that are rainbow colored, and then you would change your mind.
I don't know. Those don't look very appealing in my opinion. They look very processed and unhealthy, but that's just my
Mm.
thought.
Lewis, have you had the chocolate Twizzlers ever before, or the black Twizzlers?
You see, I don't like licorice, so
I love licorice.
This kid, he's so picky. He's so picky.
I also don't like I like chocolate, but nothing chocolate flavored.
Wait, what? Like
Yes.
what? That doesn't even make sense, Lewis.
I like chocolate, but I do not like chocolate ice cream. I do not like chocolate cake. I do not
So
like.
you like chocolate, the concept, but you're not gonna.
No, I like the original idea of chocolate, but I don't like the fake chocolate that's put in like a Betty Crocker box.
They're so difficult. See, if I was your mom, I would be like,
Actually,
either you eat
So
your
why is your mom
candy-
dragging you around in a wagon for if you don't like chocolate?
no, you're not listening to me. I like chocolate. I don't like chocolate imitated things. Like,
I never understood people who are like, oh, like I don't like chocolate. I just don't like.
I do like chocolate though. I just don't like the fake flavor. Like, you're telling me Betty Crocker went out into the cocoa fields. and
Yes.
She took the nuts or whatever. And she
That's
brought
exactly
it
what
back.
Oh
I'm
no,
saying.
no, no! They don't.
Turned it
They're not in
into
that form.
Powder Betty Crocker chocolate cake mix. No. You know what? And Hershey doesn't even do that either. So maybe that's why I'm not so fond of Hershey. Like, you got to give me like the Swiss chocolate.
I mean, the thing is, because like we're running out of chocolate, and like there's a serious chance that by the time you have kids of your own, we might not even have chocolate, and we'll have to depend on synthetic stuff.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What? We're
Global
running out of
warming.
chocolate?
Yeah, it's because of global warming.
No. What? This is big news, Carly. This is not like, oh, by the way, guys, we're running out of chocolate. Like this
It's
is
a-
like,
It's a fun fact, you know. Just look it up. Look it up.
So there's some fact checkers that say no, the articles that claim this is fear mongering and hysteria. I'm part of the big chocolate manufacturers so they can raise prices.
Carly, fake news.
Okay, I'm sorry. I heard it from somewhere. I didn't say
They-
my.
Like, you can't just tell me that when I get older, there's not going to be
But global
chocolate.
warming
Like,
is an issue.
Well,
In the
yes,
United
I agree
States,
with that,
we
but
have the best chocolate, the greatest chocolate in all the land. That we have the biggest, the bestest chocolate, and that will never change.
that was
Okay.
okay. That was like, I'd give it like a solid B minus. You could work a little bit on it, but it was
Yeah.
not bad. Not bad.
I'll have you try it after the show.
I'm really not that good.
Mhm. But I think we should take a bit of a break real quick, just that way. Okay, our fact checkers came in saying rising temperatures from climate change threaten to shrink the slim strip of rainforests around the equator where the cacao trees used to make chocolate by 2050.
Yes, that's the source that the big chocolate companies are saying. However, I'm fact checking the fact checker. That does not mean that we are going to run out of chocolate. They said there's plenty enough for decades, if not centuries to come. So yes, we might run out of chocolate in like 2,800. I'm not that we have bigger fish to fry at this point.
Very true.
But I think we should take a little bit of a break, just that way we can collect our thoughts, and so that way Lewis can, I don't know, tell us why he's doing a Trump impression right now.
What am I saying?
Looks like you were doing a Trump impression, or you were just trying to conduct a tiny orchestra.
That's what I was thinking.
You messaged me on Zoom. You said that I need the hand motions to be a better Trump. So I was practicing.
I didn't say that.
Oh
Right?
my goodness, Campbell said that to me, but I saw Campbell and thought it was your last name for a second.
Okay. All right, let's just take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Morning Buzz. I'm so sorry for the break. Are you guys ready?
I am very ready. Carly. I'm going to start us off with our next story, which is actually more of a literal story that I was actually reading about in the Washington Post about this girl this reporter actually, who stayed at an Airbnb and who went from not believing in ghosts to becoming very afraid of ghosts. And I find this especially interesting because I think the supernatural world is just so fascinating at the least. I don't know, I can't necessarily say if I mean, I guess we'll talk about this later, what our feelings are on ghosts and stuff, but just hearing these stories always very much intrigue me. So I'm going to get a little spooky for a few minutes and tell you guys about some of these experiences that this reporter had in this Airbnb. So the reporter stayed in the Linville Manor, an Airbnb that was built in 1852, which was actually once a 200-acre plantation and used to be home to 40 to 50 enslaved people. So when the reporter entered the Airbnb, she was greeted by two of the owners, Win Brewer and Josh Clark. And they told her about the house and some of the paranormal activity that they've experienced it since they bought it in 2018. So since they bought it, they have seen figures passing through the yard and hallway, furniture rearranging itself, and have heard voices and door handles rattling when no one else was home. So of course, as any normal person, this right away got into the reporter's head and kind of psyched her out a little bit. But as she was sitting in her bedroom right at the start of the night, she felt this throbbing sensation around her left collarbone, and it actually spread from her shoulder throughout her body, and her legs kind of felt like she was giving someone a piggyback ride with all that pressure on it. And she assumed it was just anxiety at first. But then Brewer, the owner, said that some guests have felt intense pressure in their chest, like it was being crushed while sleeping, which is a terrifying thought, and that they have seen eyeless figures lurking at the foot of their bed during this same experience, which right away put into perspective this that they're I don't even like thinking about this kind of stuff, but I just find it so fascinating. But anyways, this reporter, when she went to the bathroom over the night, she actually locked it and kept actually, I'm sorry. She used the bathroom at one point during the night and she did not lock it. Instead, she actually left the door fully open because the owners told her about a previous guest who claimed to have it being locked on them and that the experience made them start believing in ghosts. So this poor terrified reporter actually left the door fully open when she went to the bathroom. She also heard chimes in the middle of the night and then later the next morning asked the owners about the chimes, and which they stated that they did not have any chimes, which is really creepy. She barely slept, which is completely understandable because I don't think I would be able to like sleep in this house, let alone walk through it for like an hour. I feel like I'd be in there for 5 minutes and then be out because just the idea of this is terrifying to me personally. But she also wrote about how there was an old tree in their front yard, and which is allegedly the third oldest tree in Maryland, and how people have noted that the tree gives off some sort of supernatural energy. And the owners stated, start quote, "Some have even said there's a sort of portal or gateway there," end quote, which is kind of creepy when you think about like a tree having like these supernatural abilities. And I know I've like read about how like what's it called? Not I don't know if it's ghosts is the right terminology, but how like souls or like figures can like latch on to like items, and like that's the whole thing with like the movie Annabelle, how like this this inanimate object becomes has a soul trapped inside of it, and like to think that like a tree kind of has a similar thing is kind of cool. But just this whole story about this girl who experienced going to a very haunted Airbnb just because she wanted to go through this and experience something spooky in the Halloween season, I think is very brave, and I for sure would not be able to do it. Would you guys ever consider doing something like this?
No.
No.
I just see a bunch of head shakes. They're like, no.
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 You guys are not big into like spooky things, or do you like haunted houses,
I
or?
like
No.
haunted houses. I just no.
I just keep hearing no.
I know. I love haunted houses. This ain't no haunted house though. This
This
is
is a real haunted house.
no. It ain't even a real. This is. I can't say what it is on air. The words that I want to use. So that's it. That's the tweet.
Okay. I mean, I have to say, like, I'm like you guys in the fact that I would never actually want to stay in this house, let alone like walk by it. Just that would probably freak me out. But there's something somewhat fascinating about this. I mean, do you guys agree? Like, it's interesting to learn about this whole like supernatural world, and I know like everyone has their own opinion on like whether or not they believe ghosts are real and whatnot, but I just find it so interesting. Like, there's something so intriguing, and I guess that's what brought the reporter to want to stay in this house to write about it.
So all right. Can I go with someone?
Sure. If you did go with someone, would you do it?
Well, who's that person? Like, of
Whoever
anybody
you wanna
here,
bring.
who's coming with me?
Whoever
can
you want to
go,
bring,
Holly.
who would be your person to
So
sacrifice?
Sabrina, you seem like the only person up for the challenge.
I said I could
Me?
go. Are you ignoring me? Am I
You
gone?
said no, like
You
5
said
times.
I said
no.
no,
I
but
don't
like
want to
I'll
be.
go
I don't
with
want to be
you
with
'cause,
such a
like, no
downer.
one should go into a haunted house by themselves.
I don't know, Carly. You sounded like a downer over there.
Oh, okay.
You did, Carly.
So I'm taking Sabrina. Sabrina's my +1.
We're gonna
Alright,
go.
sure.
Lewis, this is gonna be how we die. This is gonna be the end of us. This will be
And
our
I'm gonna-
last day.
That sounds
Getting
exciting. Listen. There's a lot going on right now, and of all places to die, haunted house. Halloween's one of my favorite holidays. I'm a fan. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
and it's so crazy too, because like there are so many haunted areas in New Jersey. I don't know if you guys have looked up like Weird New Jersey, and like
Oh, I
I
love Weird New Jersey.
yeah, and like I've been to like recently I was at Clinton Road, which is like the most haunted road in New Jersey, which is an interesting idea because like usually I don't know, thinking of like a haunted road is different than thinking of like a haunted house. Have you guys ever been there before too?
I think I might have. Wait, where is it?
It's in North Jersey. It's like it's like right next to the border
Is it
of
like the
New York.
tower?
It's a road.
Okay. There's like
Clinton
a
Road.
tower that's like supposed to be like haunted. It's like the Devil's Tower or whatever it's called.
Ooh, I don't know which one you're talking about.
I
But
think
there's
it's
a
in
lot of stuff.
Alpine.
I guess there's a lot of different stuff depending on like where you live and stuff, but I think like I don't know, this stuff is fascinating. Like even though it scares me, um it's very intriguing to say the least. Campbell, what do you think about all this?
I think it's very scary, and I would not go to that house. Lewis, I mean,
You know what,
if you
Campbell? I
wanna
don't
know-
want you there. I don't want you there.
Whoa, Lewis. Come on, man.
No, man. Like, listen. If you don't want to die right next to me, well, then I don't want to die right next to you.
Whoa.
I've been in an old jail in Pennsylvania, and
This
I've
the
in
Eastern
Jim
State
Thorpe.
Penitentiary.
No, it's like an old jail cell back in the 1800s, and then I've been to a Gettysburg hotel that was rumored to be haunted. So yeah, so I've been in two scary places. I've seen quote unquote ghosts, I guess, but
You've experienced paranormal activity. Now, see, this is where story time comes in. Campbell, tell us about this.
so when I was younger, my parents took me, my brother to Jim Thorpe, PA, and to the old jail and there, and it was like so like weird because they told me a story about how like I was named, and it was like my great 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 granduncle who him and many people were called the Molly Maguires, and who from Ireland, of course, and it was like secret codes and stuff. So it was like 618, like a code that they had, and then 527. The weird thing was, so those were the doors, like the number of the door of my parents' place in Hoboken and my old house in my town before I moved. And the people of the Molly Maguires, they were hung for their crimes, and my the person that was named after, he left his handprint in the jail cell that he was in, and it's still there. And I got to see it, and it was like so like weird. It was like it just felt like he was like behind me, like protecting me, I guess you could say. So like it was like the weirdest thing. And then I go to Gettysburg with my two aunts and my brother because we get to go see my cousin, and they go to the Gettysburg Hotel, and it was like they said like it was like haunted or something. It was like so like weird, but like nothing really happened. But like all I could say was like the room is like very cold. So like yeah.
It was very cold, so someone forgot to turn on the heat.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't recall.
It was the ghost, Carly.
Ooh,
The
the ghosts are playing with the thermostat.
Are you trying to say you don't believe in ghosts, Carly?
I don't believe in ghosts.
That's a bold statement right there.
I don't believe that they exist. It's not
Yep.
really that bold as it is just, I don't know.
Well, you know, it's funny because our own campus is supposedly haunted, but
It's supposedly haunted, but whenever someone
I bet
has
Lewis
like a
knows more
picture,
about that.
you ever think about how when someone says they found Bigfoot, they have a camera that's from 2002, like a cell phone camera that's just like so blurry that you can't really see and you can't even tell the trees between the supposed Bigfoot. You ever think about that? And now with like Photoshop being really popular, like I don't think that we're ever gonna get like legit ghost pictures if they do exist. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Lewis is like furiously looking up something right now.
Oh, can you hear my typing?
Oh yeah, we can hear your typing. It sounds like you're hacking into the Matrix right now.
Well, the article that everybody goes back to is the same article. So, and it's from the most unreliable news source. Like it's only from 94.3 The Point. That's
exactly.
So the article says Montclair State is said to be one of the most haunted colleges in America. For years, there have been reports of doors and windows slamming, lights flickering on and off, constant cold, and even a ghost who hovers over the bed of the residents. Because it's believed that Montclair is built on top of Indian burial grounds, and alumni say it's a very scary school. Now, I have a personal anecdote about this. So I'm an RA, and as I like to mention pretty much every day, and I pretty much always wear this Montclair State University Residence Life sweatshirt. But anyway, so last year I was a RA in Stonehall, which is along the beautiful New York City skyline that we have here. And I was in the main lounge, and in the main lounge, to leave the building or enter the building, you have to go through the main lounge. So like there's people coming through there constantly. And I'm sitting there and I'm doing my work at one of the tables, and two girls come down screaming that they've experienced ghosts in their rooms. Now, you have to remember, these are freshmen. So we're talking about 17-year-old people in this building.
18 though. 18.
Okay, like, or
18.
19-year-old.
No, 17 through 18 because it was at the beginning of the year. It was like right at September. Mostly 17 and 8. Anyway, these girls were 17. I know it for a fact.
Okay.
So
what, did you have them like pull out their driver's license to prove that?
Carly, I'm an RA. I have everyone's information.
I know, but like
Okay, go on with
I
the
was
story.
18 when I was a freshman. I'm just saying.
They were 17, regardless. And they come down and they're screaming, "We've seen ghosts." And so I'm like in my head, I'm like, yeah, okay. So I go up, and as an RA, you have to be like, oh, what happened and all of that. Like I totally believe you and all that. But then they go, so the chairs that they have at school, for those of you who've never dormed, they lean back and they tilt back, and they're the deadliest chairs I've ever seen. Like you think you're gonna die when they lean back.
They are.
It's not a rocking chair. It doesn't go back and forth. It only goes back. If you want to go forward, like you got to put some serious effort into it. And they go, nobody was sitting in the chair, and they went back and they went forth. And I'm like, ooh.
Ooh. Whoa, gravity
kinda
doing what it's
spooky.
supposed to.
But then they said,
Ooh.
and they said, and my desk drawers were open. And so I'm like, what's going on here? And so I'm
Ooh,
starting to believe
open
this now
desk
because they
drawer.
seem like mega spooked. And so whatever, the day goes by, and then I see one of the girls later, and I go up to her and I said, "Any more ghost sightings?" And she goes, "No, I was just messing with my roommate. I told her about the rocking chair, and then when she went to the bathroom, I opened up all of her drawers to make her think that they all opened."
See,
And I'm like,
you proved my
this is
point.
the best story of 17-year-olds dorming. Like the most harmless piece of fun that you could have.
And it's very like believable too.
Yeah, no,
You
completely.
know? Like it's nothing so like out there.
Yeah, if my
that-
roommate told me that all the drawers opened, I would have been like, okay, that's creepy. I wouldn't have been like scared about it, but like it's believable. I would believe it. Montclair State University furniture is not always the best.
Mm-hmm. Just I can't believe that you you legit thought it was like a ghost thing, and then you realized
There's nothing, but I mean, like it's reasonable for him to believe them. You know, like one of the girls fully believed that it was a ghost.
They were very good actresses, I have to say.
Well, I mean, one of them was for real.
One of them was an actress. The other one was actually spooked.
mm-hmm.
So they both came down to me to file a report about it. And I think it's hysterical that they filed a report and one of them.
They really did? Oh my
Well,
god.
they told me to file a report, and then I went to my boss and he said, "You don't have to file a report for that."
Wow.
I was like, you have to file reports for ghost sightings?
Apparently.
I'm like,
No,
what? Like,
we're supposed to file reports whenever residents want us to file reports. So
oh, interesting.
can you imagine being a police officer, a university police officer, getting a report that you have to come to a building to investigate ghosts? What are we, ghost hunters here?
Just call the Ghostbusters, yeah?
I mean, I think there are people who actually like do that, you know, for like a living.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
called crazy people.
No, not necessarily.
They're superstitious.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, there's a lot of people that believe in some more ridiculous stuff. So if people believe in ghosts, you know what? I don't have a problem with it. I don't really have a problem with what people believe in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's valid.
Especially in Halloween week. You can't down people. It is October 28th, 3 days away from the best night of the year. And I am excited for Halloween. That's what it is. Sabrina, are you doing anything for Halloween?
I'm actually wait, sorry, give me 1 second. I am actually going to a haunted hayride and a haunted corn maze on Halloween. So,
Oh,
Nice.
have you guys heard of it? It's in East Windsor. It's Wisdor, or I don't know how to say it.
Windsor?
Yes, that. And and it's called the Field of Terror. So,
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. It's like one of those things where like I have the idea, like I told my one friend like we should totally go to this, and he was like, okay, like fine, like let's do it. And now that we like bought the tickets and like we're signed up to go, I'm like, oh my god, like I'm totally gonna regret this afterwards, but it's gonna be a very fun, because like I think being scared is kind of fun, especially with like if you're with someone who's also scared. It's a good like bonding experience to a point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like if we went to that Airbnb, like that would be like, you know, we'd become best friends, like going through that together.
Sabrina, I would love to become best friends with you over a haunted house.
That would
That
be a
sounds
lot of
dope.
fun.
But you know what? There's another actual holiday that's coming up as well right after Halloween. And I mean, I love Halloween. And I don't like this next holiday that much. But that is, of course, on November 3rd. It is a national holiday of Election Day. And we here at WMSC are not only celebrating Halloween, but we're also celebrating Election Day as well. So giving you a little bit of a preview of what you can catch. We are having live programming that evening, but we're having our election night coverage start at 4 p.m. and we will be going all the way to midnight, giving you all the news stories that you need. From 4 to 5, we have our Best of News Dive show, giving you the information that we have from News Dive episodes, and that's by Sam Carliner. followed by the Best of New Jersey Choice 2020, where you'll hear interviews from the third-party candidates running for president, senators, governors, House of Representatives, and all of the above there. Followed by 6 to 7, our first ever Rock the Vote show by Ryan Trick. That's going to be a fantastic music show, all about America and its election, and it's going to be interesting for sure. So I'm going to tune in to see what Ryan's going to do for that. Starting at 7, we'll be introing our live television election night programming here at the School of Communication and Media. And we're going to have a great crew for that. We're going to have station manager AJ Melillo, the person that I am successing for, Stephen Rumbolo, myself, and all of that. And you could go to focusdemocracy.org to catch all of our stories from us and our partners later on November 3rd.
Excellent. All right. That pretty much sums up the morning buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Well, I got to say, it's the top of the hour. I'm tired. That's been the morning buzz. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and have a wonderful day.